I remember being in my grandma's kitchen, tugging at her apron, asking for just a little taste of whatever she was cooking. Granny, may I lick the spoon? Is the cake done yet? Now it's my kitchen, my children and grandchildren, and even my husband tugging at my apron for just a little taste of whatever I'm cooking. Hello, I'm Coco. Now come on into my kitchen where every batch is made from scratch. Good evening. Welcome to Cooking with Coco, where every batch is made from scratch. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I truly appreciate it. I pray that your week was a great week. I know we have one more day. And I would first like to open up with a word of prayer, and then we will get started with this fabulous, delicious meal. Dear God, we thank you for this day, God. We thank you for Monday. We thank you for Tuesday, God. We thank you for Wednesday and Thursday, God. And we thank you for Friday, God. Thank you for your protection, your guidance, God. Lord, we thank you for your love and your mercy, God. Lord, we thank you for another cooking opportunity, God. And for that, Lord, we say thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. Hello again. We have a fantastic meal that's planned this evening. And I hope that you guys will join me to the entirety of the show. We have today, we're going to have lobster, filet mignon. We're going to have some butter garlic biscuits. We're going to have a delicious vegetable medley. Everything is going to just be fabulous. We're going to start with the potatoes first. Just want to let you guys know these are russet potatoes, and what I've already done, I've already baked them. I baked them for about a couple of hours, but before I did that, I scrubbed them really clean. I oiled them down with olive oil, a little sea salt, and then wrapped them in foil. After that, they've been sitting here now cooling for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to let you see me prepare this. And what this is, it is a twice baked potato. So what we do first is you split the potatoes in half, like so. This is really, really a comforting food is what I would call it, this potato, because you can fill this with leftovers, chicken, vegetables, whatever you like. If you have some leftovers, you can stuff this potato with that. Okay, so once I've done that, I will take a spoon and just kind of dig some of that potato out. You don't want to take it completely out because you need the stability of the potato to hold what we're going to actually put back in it, okay? So you see how that looks? We're just going to dig them out like so, okay? Doesn't take very long to do this. This is very, very delicious. I'm going to add a few ingredients to it to make it even pop that much more. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if you've ever had a twice baked potato, but it's very simple. As you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of hollowing out the inside of the potato. Are you guys hungry? We are. We've saved ourselves for dinner tonight. My husband and I. My mom is in the house. She's sitting over like a church mouse, real quiet. I've instructed her to turn her phone off and don't disturb the show. So she's been real good. But we're gonna serve her tonight as well. You see how I'm doing this? I have one more to go. And guys, the kids can get in the kitchen and help you do this. It's really fun. And let them just make their potato what they want to make their potato. Okay? Now, just kind of space them out so that I can refill them. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to put in this potato. It asks for a cup or half a cup of cheese, 1 cup of sour cream. So I've already had that pre-measured. Okay. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of garlic. Okay. A little black pepper. Stretch ground pepper. And then just kind of mix this up really nice to where all this is blended really well. Now, who can do this? This is twice baked potato. They've already been baked, and then now I'm gonna bake them again. But they won't have to stay in the oven that long, okay? So, after I mix this, and you don't have to have it nice and smooth. You want some of those chunks. You see how this looks? I got a little hole in there. Let me take that out. Okay. So mix that really well, and again, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of cheddar cheese, a little black pepper, and then garlic salt. Now, what I'm going to do is just refill the potatoes like this. I'm just putting back the good stuff back in the potato. Okay? Like so. Again, this is one of my favorite potatoes to fix. Very easy, very simple. As I say, easy breezy. And then this will go back into the oven, temperature at 350 for about 10 or 15 minutes, or until the cheese that I'm going to put back on top has melted. Okay? Very simple. Look at that. And it's pretty. Remember I said about presentation? It's everything. Presentation is everything. Now, when this comes out of the oven, what I'm going to do is sprinkle some fresh bacon, and I've chopped them up to bacon bits, and I'm going to sprinkle a little chives on top of that. Okay. Now we're going to just sprinkle some cheese on top. You can add as much cheese as you want. I think I'm going to have my get just a little bit more cheese. I think I have enough here. Okay. Step away for just a second. All right. I want to evenly distribute this. Again, I have my oven already preheated and ready to put this back in the oven. Now guys, this is it. This is all that this recipe asks for the twice baked potatoes. Okay, put that to the side. Okay, and again, I have my oven already preheated. I'm going to stick this back in the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes. Now, you remember I said that we were going to also have a vegetable medley? Okay, well, we decided that we want to fix some zucchini and squash. I've already cut up all of my vegetables. So I have zucchini, squash, I have some shredded carrots, and onion. And then what I do next, I add a little garlic salt. Okay. Just generously kind of sprinkle that there. Again, some fresh ground black pepper. And then a few cubes of butter. I'm going to add probably about 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay? Now, I'm going to add just a little water to the bottom. Just a little, maybe a tablespoon. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to turn the eye on over here behind me. And I'm basically going to let that just steam. Okay? So I'm going to turn it up to medium high. And let that just do what it's going to do. Doesn't take long. We don't want soggy vegetables. We still want that little crisp to the vegetable, okay? Okay. While that's steaming and the potatoes are in the oven, remember I told you about the lobster. Oh my goodness. Now, these are 2 lobsters we got today from the market, and what we did, we just thawed them. I had my husband kind of split them in the center. See that? Now, what I'm going to do, I have some Old Bay seasoning. I'm going to season in the middle, like so. And again, this does not take a long time. Again, the oven is preheated, okay, to 350. I made some homemade fresh garlic butter. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of tablespoons per lobster and press them down right there in the center of the lobster. Okay, look at that. Ooh, and the butter has, of course, it's soft butter. It has fresh minced garlic. It has Parmesan cheese. It has Italian seasoning and fresh ground pepper. Okay, you sit them on a cookie sheet, a foil cookie sheet. Okay. Sprinkle the base seasoning on there. I'm going to sprinkle a little garlic salt on there as well. This is really, really a fantastic meal. Now, let me tell you this. Because this lobster is going to steam more so than bake, I'm going to put about a half a cup of water in this cookie, on this cookie sheet on top of the foil. Okay? And then I'm going to cover, it with foil as well. Okay? Now, again, this will take probably, in a preheated oven, it will take about 15 minutes. So I'm going to tightly foil this down. And the way that you know that your lobster is ready, it should be white, no gray, translucent colors. It should be nice and white in color. If you keep it in there too long, it'll be rubbery, kind of like when you overcook shrimp. We don't want to do that, okay? So I'm sealing all the moisture in real tight. And I'm going to put this in the oven. It's about, what time is it? I'm going to need some help with my time. Okay, 7:15. At 7:30, this will come out. Now, the good part. We're going to get started with our steak. You remember I was telling you that the steak we were going to fix is a filet mignon. Okay. When preparing this type of steak, because it is a thick steak, can you see that? You have to pat it dry and make sure you have all of the excess water out. And also, another good trick that you need to know is that you do not want to put a cold steak in the skillet that's hot because we're trying to get a really crisp crust. And if you put a cold steak in a hot skillet, it brings down the temperature in the skillet, so it doesn't do really what we want it to do as far as getting that nice crisp crust around the steak. So I'm patting it nice and dry. Okay. In the meanwhile, my cast iron skillet, and this is where I recommend that you cook your steak in. And actually, we're going to sear. We're going to sear the steak, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Okay? So again, I patted the steaks dry, and now it asks you to vigorously, I mean generously, put your salt and fresh ground pepper. Now, if you have another type of seasoning that you would prefer for your steak, then please use what you like. In the meanwhile, my skillet is getting hot, and it usually takes about 5 minutes until it gets really a good temperature, nice hot. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. In the meanwhile, my lobsters are in the oven. My twice baked potatoes are in the oven, and we're just moving right along. Okay. Salt. And I know this may look like it's a lot of salt, but it's not. This is a thick steak, and we really want all of this to kind of marinate and really penetrate in this steak. Now, I'm going to go over here and stir my zucchini and squash. It's looking really nice. Just kind of want you to see what it's looking like. You see that? See how pretty that is? Okay? This probably will steam probably another 5 minutes or so. Okay? Not a long time at all. These vegetables are really, really good. Okay, I'm going to put it back over. Let that keep steaming. Okay. Now my skillet, I'm going to get my producers to bring the camera close because I want you to see this, how this looks. Okay. I'm going to get him to come over here so that you guys can see. Okay. All right. Now, the skillet has been heated for about 5 minutes. I want you to see this. You hear that? Listen to that. Now, the trick to this filet mignon, or any steak that you're trying to sear, when you place the steak in the skillet, you do not want to move this steak. Don't touch it for about 2 or 3 minutes. If you try to do that, it's going to break that crispiness up that we're trying to get. We're searing the steak first. Okay? Okay. Now, you can see the vegetables too. So that's just searing right now. We're just trying to get that nice. And then I want you to see the vegetables here. Okay. Get that stirred really well. See how pretty? Oh, honey. This is going to be good. This is going to be a fantastic meal tonight. See how that looks? Look at that. Okay. Not ready yet, though. Okay. Potatoes are coming along. I'm going to, remember we said we were going to have some nice biscuits. Well, actually they're rolls, and I've made this special garlic butter that I'm going to put on top of those. So that's going to sum our meal up with these delicious dinner rolls. Okay. Now again, I want you to take, look, if this sticks, then I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, now, this is the trick. Look at this. This one is kind of sticking, so I don't want to lift that yet. It's not ready. This one just lifted right up. And I'm going to flip it. Like, look at that. See the sear? That's the trick. And I'm going to pick it up. Okay. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Everything is looking good. And then once, all right, okay. Again, this is a delicious steak. I'm going to, okay, there we go. So now we have, I'm going to get, now, I'm going to put, this is 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil, you can use olive oil, and you can use grapeseed oil. I also am going to put it, this is just to bring flavor. This is rosemary, fresh rosemary, okay, as well as fresh thyme, okay, and then also fresh garlic. Okay. And we're going to let that do what it's doing. And then I want to put a couple of tablespoons of butter in this as well. Can you imagine the flavor that's going on in this kitchen right now, guys? Oh my. Okay. A couple of tablespoons of butter. I really want my guy over here to see this. Yeah. Looking good. I want my cameraman to come so you guys can see this. Look what this is looking like. We have our fresh rosemary, we have our fresh thyme, fresh garlic, and butter. Now look at this. The flavors are divine. And then I'm just going to kind of baste with all of those ingredients. Look at that. My oven, when I get ready to put this in the oven, I'm going to put it on 450 degrees. Okay? Look at this. You all. Oh my goodness. Woo! Looking good and it's smelling good. Garlic, thyme, rosemary, fresh butter. Okay? And again, we don't want to overcook the steak. And again, once we put this in the oven, that's the trick. Now, if you like a rare steak, after we put it in the oven, we're going to leave it in the skillet. We're going to put it in the oven at 450. My husband and I like our steaks medium well. So a rare steak, you cook it at 7 minutes after you put it in the oven, okay? Since we like ours medium well, that's 8 minutes. If you like it medium well, then you want 9 to 10 minutes, okay? So, we're getting ready to get this put in the oven. I'm just going to baste it just a little bit more before I do that. And guys, see, this is a simple, again, a very simple meal, very tasteful, very easy. All of these flavors together, all of this freshness going on here. This is our meal tonight, and it's going to be, this is actually a little special meal for us. We're really not celebrating anything, we're just going to have dinner at home. Okay? Look at that. I wanted you to see that. Okay, I'm going to check my potatoes. They're coming along pretty good. Look at this. I want you to see the twice baked potatoes. Okay. we're almost done. The cheese is almost done. I'm going to be taking that out, and then I'm going to set my oven. Okay, now, oh, you all, the flavors are just divine. I mean, it just smells so good. You remember I was telling you also that if you wanted to have a red wine with this meal, I actually went to the store this evening, went to Sam's, and they have this delicious Lobster, and this is a red wine. I like, a little sweetness. So this is what I like, okay? And it's really inexpensive, but it's gonna go really well with the steak tonight, okay? I wanted you to see that. And red wine goes better with steak. And I was trained and taught that, and I agree. But if you like Zinfandel, if you like a blush wine, then you drink what you like, you know? Now, I'm not promoting drinking now. Let's get that clear. Let's get that clear. I just like a glass of wine every now and then, and with the steak, it's really, really good. Okay? All right. Okay. I am getting ready to take, I'm setting my oven to 450 because I'm going to remove my potatoes. And I'm removing my potatoes. I want you to see. And I'm turning the stove off with the steaks in it. Okay, you remember how this looks? Now, I'm going to just take the whole skillet with all of those flavors, the rosemary, the thyme, the garlic, butter, and I'm going to place this in the oven at 450 degrees, and it's going to be in the oven because we want our steaks medium well, 8 minutes, okay? Placing it in the oven now. 8 more minutes. My lobsters will be out in just a minute. I want to show you this, and I fried a few strips of bacon this afternoon. We're just gonna top. Look at this, guys. Ooh. Can you taste it? But look how simple this is. This could be a really special meal for you and your honeyboo, or you and your children. You know, a special birthday, anniversary. And then, now everybody doesn't like fresh chives, but I do, so I'll put it on just a few, okay? Just a few of them. I fixed, 4 potatoes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 potatoes made 8. Okay? So everybody gets a potato or 2. I want you to take a look at the vegetables. They're nice and tender. They have a little crunch to them. I want you to see them. Look at that. Okay? See how pretty that is? And all this is zucchini, a little squash, onion, shredded carrots, okay? All right, you see that? So this is ready. That's ready, so we're gonna turn that off. Now, you remember I put my lobster in the oven about 15 minutes ago. And you remember I told you that we want the lobster to be done. Takes about 15 good minutes on 350. And the way you know that your lobster is ready is that it is white. It doesn't have any grayish, translucent colors, okay? So we're gonna check it out. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna kind of do a little reverse. I'm gonna put my bread in the oven. put the bread in. When that bread comes out, I've made a fresh batch of garlic butter. And so we'll have that. I'll spread that on there generously. Now, I want you to see, let's move this to the center so you can see that. We'll move this over and move there we go. Okay. Now, all right. Well, let's see. Okay. Can you see this? Okay. You see that? I'm going to just take a little knife just to take off a bit and see. Nice and tender. Oh, y'all, I got to taste it. I'm sorry. Delicious. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sprinkle it a little bit with some more garlic, okay? Just a little. And then some fresh garlic butter that I've made. Okay, let that just kind of, Now, who can't do this? Who can't do this? This is simple, and still, it's been less than what? Not 40 minutes, right? About 35 minutes? 30 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'm going to keep that nice and sealed. My steak and my bread is in the oven. It's almost dinner time. And I hope and I pray that you guys plan a fantastic dinner for you and your family. I'm going to let you see these rolls come out of here. Oh, guys, the steak. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait. And just guess what? This steak doesn't need any, when I say any dressings, no 57, no A1 sauce. It is juicy, it's tender, and it's going to be delicious, okay? This is a special meal for us tonight. My mom is our guest tonight. You can say hi, Mom. Hi, everybody. All right, she said hello. And so we will be serving in just a minute. In just a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start to plate it up. We're going to plate it up. I want you to see what it looks like. Take a knife here. I want you to see this. We're almost done. Oh, guys, that steak is just smelling so good. And we're actually gonna share the lobster tonight. You don't know what lobster costs in the store. Oh my goodness. So what I'm gonna do is just cut it down the middle. It's already. Okay, this really could cook just a little bit longer. Okay. Tell you what. Place this back in the oven for just a few more minutes. Not exactly what I want. Okay. How long has my steak been in the oven? Oh my. Okay. I want you to see the steak. Can you see that? Oh my. Yeah, it needs to be. Yes. Ooh wee. Okay. This is looking good. Looking good. I want you to see this. Okay. Now watch this. Cameraman, can you see this? Can you see this? And when you cut the steak, you want to cut it against the, oh, guys, look. Oh, My goodness. Tender. And really, the true rule to cooking a steak and then serving it, you really need to let the steak sit for about 10 minutes to rest. And then you slice it against the grain. But look how tender that is. Look at that. Now this is medium well. Just a little pink, not too bright though. This is a delicious steak, I tell you. Oh, look at this. Look at this. See how pretty? That's just, oh my. Oh, okay. We'll cut it against the grain. Rosemary, thyme, garlic. Oh, look guys. Are you hungry yet? Look at this. This is going to be, look, oh, that's good. You see that? Okay. Then I'll take some of the drippings and just kind of baste it. Just put some of that good stuff on top of it. Look at that, okay? This is what we're having for dinner tonight, guys. Okay? I put my lobster back in the oven. It wasn't quite like we wanted, okay? Okay? And then on this potato, I put the bacon bits, the chives. If you want more sour cream, fresh sour cream, you can dollop a couple scoops of sour cream on that as well. Okay? Get my rolls out. You get my butter. Just a minute. Gonna move this back here. See these rolls. Yeah, they're ready. Didn't take much for the rolls. And then I'm gonna take this fresh garlic butter that I fixed. And we're just gonna drizzle all this good stuff. And you know what this has Parmesan cheese in it, fresh garlic. Look at this. Ooh, ooh. Y'all, I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. Again, like I said, we've been saving ourselves for this meal tonight. Okay. Oh gosh. Yes, yes. You see that? This is dinner. This is dinner. Okay. So now, let's start to plate it up. Let's see here. We'll put I want you to see this. Couple of zucchinis, a little squash. Okay. And then we'll take one of the potatoes here, a roll, and then, oh my goodness, where's my cones? Where are they? Skillet is still hot, and just remember, we did everything in the skillet, okay? Get some of that juice. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, guys. We don't want to eat the thyme. It's just for flavor, okay? Just for flavor. Now, guess what? We still have the lobster. It needed to really cook just a few more minutes. So, I'm going to check it out. Check it out and see what's happening. Yeah. Oh, smoke coming from. Yeah, I want you to see this. See? Now, you see the color? We want it to be white. White. And It's a little translucent. We want it to be pure white, and that's where you will know that it's done. So just a few more minutes, guys. Just a few more minutes, and that'll be ready. Okay, this is dinner. Okay, we're gonna go on and get this meal going. Okay, so this is actually our dinner tonight. Twice baked potato, a filet mignon, steamed vegetables, a vegetable medley is what I call it, because we have zucchini, we have squash, we have onions and shredded carrots, we have a lobster that is still steaming in the oven, and oh gosh, and then I'm gonna serve myself a glass of Moscato. Okay, now I thank you guys for joining me this evening. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation and the demonstration on how to cook a filet mignon or any other steak for that matter that you want seared. So this was a seared steak. It is, you see how tender it is. It's cooked to perfection. Okay, so we're going to enjoy our dinner tonight. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. I love you all. I appreciate it. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel. If you have not, you go to YouTube, click on the animated cartoon character of Coco, and there you will be able to subscribe. I thank you for your time. I love you all. Again, have a fabulous, safe weekend. Again, thanks and bye-bye.